the New York Footballing Giants taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota is favored by 1.5. The over-under on this one, 41. Thoughts on this game?
I'm going to take Minnesota, and I'm taking the over. I think it's a situation where both teams are just bad defensively. Um, and when that typically happens, I'm going to lean towards the offense to find a way to get points. So, um, obviously, Minnesota has the better all-around skill position advantage with Addison and Justin Jefferson. So we're going to see how that plays out. But I'm going to take a gamble here on the over. I think we find a way to get to it, as ugly as it might be. But I'm also going to take a Minnesota to cover this 1.5. I think they win this game by 3 or 4.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think this is a Minnesota victory to get that ball rolling on a different note this season than what they got started off with last season. But this is one of those that, from an offensive standpoint, I'm inclined to tune in just to see what this is truly going to look like, because neither one of these offenses are really any. I think they're both going to have a lot of opportunities when it's all said and done here. But and because of that, even though there's a lot of defensive kind of woes and question marks for both of these squads, I've got to lean on the under. I just don't know that we're going to see these offenses be able to sustain the drives to be able to put points on the board. So I'm going to lean on the under. I'm going to lean Minnesota for the to cover the points there. This one here has the feel for me of a 14 to 10, 17-14 type of game. Like, I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be low scoring. One of the props that I really liked, though, was Aaron Jones to go over 13.5 receiving yards.
I like that one. I'm taking Sam Darnold to go over 228.5 passing. I feel like with the weapons he has outside and with the lack of presence from the cornerbacks on the Giants, Jefferson and Addison are going to get plenty of opportunities. And I think I keep saying that. I think Darnold is just going to be better than what people expect him to be. I'm banking on the fact that he learned a ton in San Francisco underneath Kyle Shanahan, and kind of that the way that he teaches quarterbacks and everything else, and that he's carrying that with them, because I'm also in the boat that I believe he was going to beat McCarthy outright. And now they blame it on the injury that Darnold's the starting quarterback and it's not JJ McCarthy. I don't think McCarthy was going to be the starter from the get-go. So this gives him an opportunity to show it. Yeah, maybe he's looking for a job because Minnesota wants McCarthy to be the guy. But we've seen stranger things, right? There's not that much of a difference between those two quarterbacks. And if Sam Darnold plays well enough, there's no reason why he couldn't hold on to that starting job for this season and possibly next, if JJ McCarthy's rehab is not going the way the Vikings want it to.